Good evening, and welcome to this edition of The List on UWW-TV. I'm Alex Monti alongside Nazir Spencer. For the next few minutes, we'll present our top 5 sports stories of the week and discuss why they made the top 5. Did your top 5 make our list? Let's find out. At number 5, the Lions stay on top of their division after defeating the Raiders 26-14. The Bears make no progress and stay at the bottom of their division after losing to the Chargers 13-30. And the Vikings and the Packers battled it out at Lambeau Field, which ended in a Vikings win and a 4th consecutive loss for the Packers. Nazir, who do you think will be number 1 in the North Division?
I still think the Vikings got it. The Lions got it. The Vikings are 4-4 now. After losing Kirk, it's going to be really tough to kind of compete for a playoff spot. They probably are aiming for that 7 seed right now, but the Packers are 2-5, the Bears are 2-6, and the Lions on the other side are 6-2. And we'll get to that a little later, but they're standing at the top right now with some other teams that are really good. And I would be worried if I were any other team in the division because Jahmyr Gibbs looks amazing. He had a breakthrough performance. He ran for a season high 152 yards and a score on 26 carries. And, I have David Montgomery in my fantasy league, and he's always great. He's a touchdown machine. But Jahmyr Gibbs, he looks automatic already. And, he's a rookie. So, If I was a Vikings fan, I'd be tremendously worried. You just got Josh Dobbs, obviously, from the trade. Packers still look a little rough. I think Jordan Love looks a little good, but Justin Fields coming back on the Bears, I think it's pretty much Lions territory at this moment. But we'll see what the season holds.
Yeah, you said you got Dave Montgomery. I've got Jahmyr Gibbs on my fantasy. So it's just been a matter of when to start him at the right times. But I feel like, the Lions really have this in the bag. And the Vikings could have been vying for a bit more of that wild card spot, if not for the Cousins injury. At number 4, the 78th NBA regular season tipped off on Tuesday, October 24th. In the Eastern Conference, the Celtics lead with a 3-0 record, while in the Western Conference, the Nuggets lead with a 4-0 record. Nazir, what are your first impressions of the season so far?
Well, I'm going to give it to you guys right now. My MVP right now is Luka. He's offensive leader with 39 points on that team. He's playing outstanding, but you can't leave out Steph. He's playing like a unanimous MVP again in like 2016. But on the defensive side, we got Sabonis on the Kings. With 15 rebounds and all, and Stephen Curry and Luka are tied for 6 3-pointers made in games, and it's just like, man, who are you going to pick right now to be the front runner MVP? Obviously, it's only about 5-6 games in, but they look amazing. But on the East side, I'm really nervous about the Celtics, guys. I know that we just got Damian Lillard, but he looks rough, shooting 9 for 21 of the games. And, his mainly his points are from free throws. And the Nuggets on the West side just look unstoppable as usual. I know the Clippers picked up James Harden, but I don't think that's going to work out very well, as they all need the ball about 80% of the time. And if they start working it out, then I can see a bit of a contender, maybe a ring even. But I think the Nuggets look pretty unstoppable, and the Celtics are just looking really scary with that new lineup.
Yeah, I feel like with the Celtics, they really made all the additions. They really pretty much upgraded from Marcus Smart to Drew Holiday. And you mentioned with the Clippers and Harden. The Clippers, it's always a big matter of if they stay healthy, but that if really never happens in the end. At number 3, UW-Whitewater brings back the axe after defeating UW-Platteville. Whitewater set the tone early by getting an interception on the first play of the game. Whitewater went on to score 21 unanswered points in the first quarter and eventually won the game 45-23. Nazir, last week you were nervous about Whitewater. Do you feel that way after this weekend's performance?
No, I was a little shocked that Platteville didn't put up much of a fight. First play of the game, interception, almost a pick 6. Kluber Tanz, he was defensive player of the game for a reason. He had 2 interceptions. That was one of them. But that was an amazing, outstanding performance by the defense. Alec Ogden had another career week, in my opinion, against this team. He was just amazing. The offensive player of the game, actually. He was 19 for 30 for 190 yards and 2 passing touchdowns. He also added 80 yards and 2 more touchdowns on the ground again. That's 4 more touchdowns, adding from the UW Stout game that he had here as well. And we got Tamir Thomas coming back in the game, 83 yards on 11 carries with a touchdown. And it was really good to see him back because he's the leading rusher in the WEAC at the moment. Basically led the receiving corps with 64 yards on 5 catches. He had a breakout game with a huge kick return. It was just an amazing all-around game. Tommy Coates, as usual, 7 receptions, 56 yards. It's going to come down to the judges, I guess, in the WEAC. We're tied with La Crosse and River Falls, and they play this week, so anything could happen now.
Yeah, I wasn't really too nervous going into that game. I've actually got some family out there in Platteville, so that was a fun thing to discuss over the weekend. She's actually in charge of the TV side of things, so a little similarity we got. We've got more coming up on the list, including updates on the MLB World Series and who's the leading team in the NFL. We'll be right back.
For Hawk Talk, especially on days I'm hosting, you really need to be up early looking at those news stories, even the night before. I'm finding topics that I can incorporate in the show, and I feel like we get a conversation going.
Once you get the opportunity to do that with other people who appreciate it the same level as you do, it makes it that much more enjoyable.
For everything sports, tune in Monday through Thursday at 91.7 The Edge or watch us on UWW-TV.
Here at UW Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on! That's it anyways. Oh, she got that off, and they're going to count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes! Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
As an Army ROTC cadet at Whitewater, you have the opportunity to develop into a great leader while learning and applying the Army values to your everyday life. Within ROTC, you have the chance to travel overseas in the CULP program to train with other militaries, attend many elite Army schools such as Airborne and Combat Diver, and you have the opportunity to attend conferences and guest lectures by some of the Army's top-ranking officers. Our Warhawk cadets participate in many extracurricular activities, Division III sports, Greek life, intramural sports, among many other team building and community service events. Being a cadet at Whitewater is more than just being part of the Army. It's also about being active members in our community and coming together to form a family atmosphere. Anyone who wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves while developing themselves professionally should consider UW Whitewater ROTC. To sign up for UW Whitewater ROTC, go to the 4th floor of McCutcheon Hall to room 417.
Welcome back to the list on UWW-TV. Let's continue the countdown to this week's top sports stories. At number 2, the World Series is on its way as the Rangers and Diamondbacks face off to determine who will be the champion this year. The Rangers currently lead the series 3-1. Nazir, what can the Rangers do to stay in the lead?
You just got to play consistent. I mean, the Rangers have been playing outstanding this postseason, and so the Diamondbacks, unfortunately, with the beating of the Bucks, the Brewers curse continues. Not the Bucks. The Bucks are doing great, but the Brewers, on the other hand, we suck. So the Rangers in Game 1, 1-6-5. Game 2, the Diamondbacks destroyed them 9-1. Game 3, Rangers win 3-1. Game 4, Rangers win 11-7. I mean, there's just going to be you got to be consistent with it to win these games. Despite the injuries with Scherzer and Garcia in Game 3, I mean, I mean, the Rangers have this. They have this. They have it in their hands right now, and they can end the Brewers' curse for us here in Wisconsin. I think it should play out pretty well. I hope so, at least, because I don't want the Diamondbacks to win, because that would make us look even worse than we already do look. So, yeah, I got the Rangers still.
Yeah, I feel like with the Rangers, I mean, having the 3-1 lead currently, it just seems like they've got all the momentum in their favor. Like they have the control within this series. Won 11-7, I believe, in the most recent game. But with the Scherzer and Garcia being ruled out for the rest of the series, it's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be terribly difficult. They still have Seager. He's really been just doing the best out of everybody at this point. I mean, Garcia's a great star, but Seager is still going to be able to keep the Rangers offense going. Maybe the Diamondbacks get one more game. And now it's time to reveal our #1 sports story of the week. After Week 8 of the NFL season, the Eagles take #1 spot in the league. After defeating the Commanders over the weekend, they now have a 7-1 record. Nazir, do you think the Eagles will stay #1, or will they be knocked down?
I think they'll be knocked down. I mean, the Lions, like I said earlier, I told you we were going to get back to this. The Lions are very sneaky dangerous, in my opinion, and I'm not too set on the Eagles yet. They looked a little... They played bad against the Commanders, and they don't have like a set team yet. Sam Howell's been playing amazing, but they just looked a little rough out there. You still got the Lions, you got the Dolphins to worry about on the other side. The Dolphins, Ravens, Jaguars, and Chiefs all have a 6-2 record. The Chiefs have the weakest 6-2 record, in my opinion. But the Dolphins playing outstanding. They play the Chiefs this Sunday, actually, so that'll determine a lot for playoff implications if they continue to win. And the Ravens, my MVP right now is Lamar Jackson, so they're just playing outstanding. Jaguars, unfortunately, playing well as well. They beat us last year in the playoffs. I'm a Chargers fan, but they beat us last year. It's kind of hard to say that, but they look amazing as well. But as looking at the Eagles, I'm not really too convinced just yet. Jalen Hurts has been, he's a winner, so I'm not convinced that he's gonna, lose out or anything. But the Super Bowl again, it's gonna be really, really tough to get back there, in my opinion. I mean, the Lions they're looking to go all the way at this point, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like with Philadelphia, I mean, it's tough to say with the two Commanders' close games. Those are divisional. It's hard to say if that's truly them. But also, they did acquire Kevin Byard from the Titans at the trade deadline, so we'll see what that can contribute in the long run. And that'll do it for this edition of The List. We'll be back next week to talk up the sports headlines. For Nazir Spencer, I'm Alex Monti. See you then.